The Battle of Solebay took place on the 28th of May 1672, and it would be the first time that the British and Dutch navies would meet in the Third Anglo-Dutch War. The Dutch fleet under the command of Lieutenant Admirals Michael de Ruyter and Adrian Bankert and William Joseph van Ghent consisted of 75 ships and nearly 21,000 men. They surprised a joint Anglo-French fleet of 93 ships and nearly 35,000 men, which was anchored on the east coast of England at Solebay near Southwold in Suffolk. The Anglo-French plan, formed by the Duke of York and Vice Admiral Comte John d'Estrées, was to blockade the Dutch navy in their home ports and deny them access to shipping in the North Sea. The Dutch plan was to repeat the success of the raid on the Medway, when the Dutch navy, under the command of Van Ghent, sailed up the Thames in May, only to discover that the Sheerness fort was too strong for them to pass. The Dutch main fleet came too late due to communication and coordination issues, but the 5 Dutch admiralties which had tried to prevent the union of the English and French fleets. The Dutch navy would follow an unaware Allied fleet to the north, which put in at Solebay to refit. Having the advantage of the weather, the Dutch navy would appear on the horizon early in the morning of the 7th of June. This caught the Allied navy by surprise and caused great confusion. Through accident or design, the French fleet sailed south, pursued by 15 Dutch ships under the command of Bankert. Although the French would be limited in its action to long-distance fire, one of the ships, called the Superb, was heavily damaged and the Resbinaise killed by fire from Eno-Dournaire's star, Groningen. The French ship would lose nearly 450 men from the attack. The English fleet had to battle hard against the Dutch van and centre, especially as the wind was against them, preventing the English ships from moving out. The English Navy flagships, Prince and Sir Michael, were taken out of action by the Duke of York. After at least 2 hours fighting, the Prince was crippled by de Ruyter's flagship, de Zeven Provincen. The English ship, HMS Royal Catherine, was so heavily damaged that Captain John Critchley surrendered and was taken prisoner. But the Dutch crew refreshed themselves on brandy looted from the Catherine, and the English recaptured the ship from a drunken Dutch crew. The English ship, HMS Royal James, under the command of Admiral Edward Montagu, 1st Earl of Sandwich, fiercely engaged with the Dutch commander from the 1667 Medway raid, Lieutenant Admiral Van Ghent. Ghent was however killed by shrapnel. The Groot Hollandia attacked the Royal James for over an hour, damaging the ship considerably. Lord Sandwich refused to surrender though to a mere captain of low birth. Captain Van Brackle was forced to retreat when Lord Sandwich ordered sloops from other ships to board the Groot Hollandia. The Royal James, which was crippled, drifting and sinking whilst under attack from several fire ships. She was able to sink 2 of the fire ships, but was unable to prevent a 3rd ship setting fire to the Royal James. The Royal James collapsed under the weight of fleeing sailors, and there was a great loss of life. Both Lord Sandwich himself and his son-in-law, Philip Carteret, bodies were found on the shore after the battle, both drowned when trying to escape. During the battle, the wind shifted, giving the English an advantage and forcing the Dutch to retreat late in the afternoon. Both sides had had heavy losses, with the Dutch having 1 ship called the Jezua, destroyed. Another of their ships, the Stavarin, was captured, and a third ship blew up after the battle due to an accident whilst under repair. At sunset, the battle ended with both sides claiming a victory, but the Dutch felt more triumphant as they had thwarted the English-French plan to blockade Holland. The second battle between the navies would be in 1673 at the Battle of Schooneveld.